everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So today I'm going to be continuing my Moon Through the Sign series. And this video is going to be Moon through Gemini. But before I get into that, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss out on any of the valuable content that's coming out. There's new videos every other day and I want you to be able to be notified whenever those are available. So let's get into it. Moon and Gemini. So what does it mean when Moon comes into the sign of Gemini in your birth chart? And this, keep in mind, this is in Vedic astrology using the sidereal zodiac. I practice sidereal astrology. This is not Western astrology. So if you haven't looked up your Vedic chart yet, look up your Vedic chart so you're actually looking up the accurate chart. Now, when Moon comes into the sign of Gemini, this can be a person that becomes very intelligent. Very interested in communication, connecting with friendships, those type of things. The reason being is that Gemini is a sign that is associated with the element of air. And the air is our intellect, it's our communication, it's our critical thinking, those left brain type of things. And Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is also associated with the element of air, and Mercury's our intellect and communication and things like that. So it really, and it's the external expression of Mercury, or the masculine expression of Mercury. So it takes that intellect and that communication and it goes outward with it. Now, Gemini is symbolized by what they refer to as the twins, but you could also think of them as lovers. So you could, in the case of the twins, you could think of it as like a good twin, bad twin, to where there's just different polarities, right? Or with the case of the lovers, you know, it being masculine and feminine. So again, the different polarities, but it's symbolizing this duality, that there's two sides of things. So Gemini people can very much have this two-sided nature, or this dualistic nature, and that doesn't, I'm not saying that like in a bad way at all. So keep that in mind. Being able to embody things that appear different polarities is the key to actually understanding everything. So if you really want to understand masculine and feminine, guess what? You have to understand the polarity. If you want to understand hot and cold, you have to understand the polarity. You have to be able to see the opposite sides of things. So this is where Gemini's the sign where we first encounter this type of energy in the zodiac, in the progression of the zodiac, and we'll encounter it in other places too as we go along. So the Moon here becomes very intelligent. They tend to be very friendly people, but that also again can depend on the nakshatra. So for example, like Mrigashira nakshatra, Punarvasu, those will be much friendlier type of Geminis, whereas like Ardra nakshatra is a much harsher nakshatra. It's very sharp, it's very to the point. So again, that's, you can see some even the dualistic nature and the different types of energies of the nakshatras that are contained within the sign of Gemini. Then you can see this person will be, on one hand, why they can be very interested in connecting with people and having friendships and relationships. On another, they might have a side of them where they kind of like being very reclusive, that they need to take their time to go think and to ponder and to consider ideas. While they're going through the early life and until the Moon really matures, there can maybe be this theme of going between extremes or having radical changes going on, of like, oh, I feel this way about one thing and now I feel very differently about another. So for example, and like I'll use myself as an example here. So, and my Moon's not in Gemini, but my Jupiter is there. And in my life, you know, on one hand, like when I was like 17, all I wanted to do was join the Marine Corps as like a young man. So I went and I did that and got like a waiver to join early and went off and did that. I was kind of a very angry, rageful person. Those of you who have maybe followed my work before, you've maybe heard me talk about this. Well, after some realizations and some experiences, and then through many years of work and everything, I'm kind of on the complete opposite side of that, and not to the extent that I'm like a pacifist or anything like that, not far from the case, but I'm just not as rageful of a person. You know, I kind of went to a period of time where I was like more interested in peace, or I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to be bothered or those type of things. And then I kind of swung back like more towards the middle, type of thing. So that can be kind of something someone with like a moon in Gemini can go through, is that there's this swaying through different extremes or different experiences in life, and then eventually kind of like mellowing out in the middle. Again, hopefully if that moon is well supported and well placed in the chart, it'll mature properly, and if it's not being influenced by like any malefics or things like that. Another thing with moon and Gemini is that they can be people who are very adventurous. They're curious in their nature. They want to explore. They want to question things. They want to figure out how things work or what things are. They really enjoy communication. They can be people who are good writers, good artists, musicians, teachers. People with moon and Gemini can be very good teachers. Any type of person who is really using their intellect and their communication in a way to relate and connect with others. Like that, those could all be the type of fields and things that a moon and Gemini, some examples that a moon and Gemini could be drawn towards. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you found it valuable, remember, hit like, subscribe, share it around if you want, and remember to hit that notification bell. That way you don't lose, or that way you don't miss out on any content that's coming out. If you're interested in any consultations, courses, any of my other services, you can click the link in the description below. That goes to my link tree, and that's a one-stop shop that takes you to my website, my social media, my email, any of the different ways to get a hold of me. So just click that link below, and that'll take you where you need to go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Always appreciate the support. And remember, by creating more awareness, we create the opportunity to be the best version of ourselves. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.